Hey everybody, what is going on? Chris L back here with another video. So today I am finally, believe it or not, after all these years, I've been in this five and a half years, I finally decided to give a European European hair system a try. And this is what this is. So I know I've partnered with Top Unique. I'm still definitely partnered with them, but I wanted to try this other company, well, Lord Hair actually. They're the ones that carry, the only company that carries a European hair on a poly unit. Levivid does, but the smallest, the largest dimensions you can get don't fit the base cut doesn't fit my scalp, so I couldn't go there. So this is actually the Ocean model from Lord Hair. This video is actually not sponsored by Lord Hair. I'm still partnered with Top Unique, but I've been wanting to try a European hair system for you guys, and for myself really, for the longest time, and I finally did it. Surprisingly, I've looked at other videos on YouTube and there's not many European hair system reviews out there at all. I think there's one or two where one guy was wearing a European hair system, looked fantastic, looked phenomenal. My only issue is it's a hairstyle that most everyday people wouldn't wear. He was wearing a very long, like almost Keanu Reeves flowy. It looked great, it looked phenomenal, but it didn't really, I don't think it really gave a good indication, because a lot of people, especially our age range, 35 and up, in the 40s, that usually wear hair systems aren't going to necessarily wear their hair as a more edgier kind of rock starish hair, flowy. Think like Keanu Reeves is the best way I can describe it. Other than that, though, I haven't seen anyone give a full-on review on European hair, so this is what this video is going to be. I will say this from the get-go: European hair systems are a completely different animal from a regular hair system. There's Indian hair, there's Indian hair, which is kind of like, I guess, the lowest end of the hair. I don't even want to say that because it's still pretty good. Then the next step up is Remy hair, which is really good quality hair. But by far, this is like more the Ferrari of hair, the Rolls Royce of hair. What makes it that way is it's completely 100% unprocessed and undyed. It is literally it comes straight from the donor hair. They get the hair and then they just make it. This is also a poly unit. It's a thicker poly base, 0.08 millimeter, I believe it is, which is fine. I don't feel it on my head at all. And it's now another big difference. I mean, there's a lot of differences, guys. You think, oh, it's only hair, hair is hair. It is not. After actually wearing this European style, let me give you a view of all angles. You can probably already tell without me even saying anything that it's a vastly different kind of look and flow to the hair. That it just flows more freely. This is actually a injected hair system. So I love injected. So let me say this, and this isn't just, it doesn't pertain just to one company, what I'm about to say. This is a kind of an issue across every single company I've tried, and I think I've tried all the main ones. All other hair systems, regular hair systems that aren't injected, they use like this lifting technique to put the hair in the system. It's fine, it's great, it looks good with certain styles. My only issue is a lot of the hairs that use the lifting technique, I don't know if it's a way they do the technique, but it gives it that big, like almost like cartoony Johnny Bravo type hair, where the hair, no matter how you style it, is always going to sit way up high, like be super like puffed up. This is actually injected hair. It's an injection technique where it looks like it's coming right out of your scalp. You can see my center part. Look how natural it looks coming out of the scalp right there. So yeah, it looks really good. So yeah, let's again, I'll let you see it again. But yeah, this is actually a really, I mean, the hair you feel it right out of the box. The hair is so soft and silky. It flows and moves. It's weird to explain, but it almost feels like the hair is actually my own hair on my head. Like, it's hard to explain because it feels so, like when I do this number and I feel the hair brushing up against my forehead and my temples here, and it's just kind of flowy, it just feels so soft and silky, like the hair is my own hair. It feels how hair should feel. That's one thing I will say. Now, couple caveats. These are a lot pricier. I think this one from Lord Hair is pushing $400. Keep in mind, though, because it's 100% virgin hair, as what they call it, and hasn't been processed or dyed, it's not going to get tangled or dried out. And it's a thicker base on top of that, which is a 0.8 millimeter thin, so it's going to last way longer. So yes, this is like, I think it's like closer to $359. It's either I can't remember the exact number. It's either $329, $389, or $369. I know for sure, or $419. I know it's under $420 and no less than like $360 or something, but $350 to $400 something dollars. You get the gist. But it's going to last a long time. It's really, it feels so good. Now, another caveat with it. This is super important. For whatever reason, these European hair systems, and I've seen this across all companies, the density on them is super high. I mean, we're talking, if you get the stock density, first of all, I wouldn't recommend that. And I'll let you know how to go around that in a minute. And I know it's not, you don't have to make a custom unit either. But the density on these, just to give you an example, you're probably gonna get a little sticker shock when I tell you this, but this is actually, originally was 120 density, was 120% hair density was a stock. I know you're thinking like, holy moly, 95% density is almost too dense. Yes, I get it. If you were to buy a stock one of these and didn't have it thinned down, didn't have it cut, went with 120 density, don't even bother. It's way too thick. Even an 18-year-old Justin Bieber would be too thick for him. I mean, I personally, I don't know why they make the density so high on all these. And it's a common theme across all the companies. All the European hair systems are at least 115 to 125 density. I don't get it. It really doesn't make business sense either, because European hair is a lot more harder to find and it's a lot more expensive. So why are they going to put so much of it on one system and make it that dense? You would think it'd be the opposite, where they'd come in lower density so they can spread out the hair across more systems. So why they would put all that density on one system? And I've seen, I don't care if it's Lord Hair, LaVivid, all these, some other European company, they're all really high density. Maybe one of you, representatives from the hair system companies can put in the comments and explain why all European hair are super duper dense. But here's a good thing. There is a good workaround around that if you get from Lord Hair. Lord Hair offers a hair thin down service where they actually manually thin down the density. It's only like, I think $10 or $20 extra. If you just add it, check it on the checkbox when you place the order, just check it. Yes, I want thin down density service. And it has options. You can thin it down by 5%, 10%, or 15%. I did the max because I knew this was going to be super thick out of the gate. So I told them, no, thin this baby down 15% less than what the stock is. And honestly, I would probably even I wouldn't go more than 20%. This is a 15% less density than the 100, and I think it's 115 or 125. I think it's 115% density stock, even still really dense. So I think this is perfect. No more than 20%, then you're getting too thin. So yeah, just if you order from Lord Hair, just choose their thin down service. You actually have to, because it's going to be too dense. You're going to throw it away as soon as you see it. I made the same mistake. I actually bought one of these from another company a few months back, several months ago. Didn't think anything about the density. I was like, oh, it's okay. I'll just cut it in and style it when I get it. How dense could it be? Boy, I put it on, I cut, and I thinned it out with thinning shears. I cut and thinned it out, and I could not get that sucker thinned down. It was so dense. And they did a phenomenal job. As you can see, it just looks way more natural than a super dense stock, what it comes stock. So you absolutely, it's a must. It's, in fact, you're going to completely waste your money if you buy this from Lord Hair and don't have them thin it. And do not try to thin it down yourself. I try it all the time and I never get it right. I get it looking all janky. Have them do it. It is so worth the money. And do not, unless you're an 18-year-old Asian kid or an 18-year-old Indian kid from India with super thick hair and you're super young, sure, go for the 100, and you're losing your hair at 18 for God knows what reason, bad luck or bad genetics, sure, stick with the stock density. I'll be honest, even that might be too down. I'm telling you, it is dense stock if you don't have them thin it down. I can't stress that enough. But yeah, guys, so far, it definitely has a different feel and flow to it right off the bat. I love the injection technique where it's not as like lifty, and like when you style it, it poofs up and like it gives you that big block of Johnny Bravo cartoon character looking type of hair. It just flows and just lays and flows, as you can see. Let's see, what else is there? So yeah, this is the hairline. Yes, it is a little thick across the hairline, a little dense. You can't really do anything about that because these European systems, for whatever reason, come really dense stock. Again, I don't know why. It just doesn't make business sense because European hair is so much harder to come across. You would think they would, like I said earlier, want to make it less dense because of how much rarer European hair is as opposed to Indian or Remy hair. But again, someone maybe can answer that in the comments if you come across this video and work for one of the companies. I'd love to know. Respectfully, I'm not judging you or being, critical. I just legitimately want to know why they have to come so dense. But yeah, I'm loving it, guys. It feels really good. It's almost making me want to grow out my bro flow back again and just let my sides and back just kind of flow again. It takes about 7 or 8 months because this would look phenomenal with the sides and back, the density that my sides and back and how that grows. This would look phenomenal as the topper of my, of a bro flow with my sides and back being longer and flowy. But yeah, guys, the system kind of speaks for itself. Again, not many YouTubers, if any at all, besides the one I came across, has a real thorough review of a European hair, but this is it. Yeah, just give you an idea. But yeah, it's I mean, that's pretty much all I have to say about it. Definitely get this, buy it from Lord Hair, because I think they're the only company, I will say, that does European systems where they have the thin down service, where they'll actually thin down the density of your system for you if you pay. It's like 10, 15, $20, I can't remember. And this is the Ocean model. It's the European Hair one. Let's see what else. The color, so the colors are always going to vary a little differently. This is the number 5 medium brown, but because they don't dye it, it's not going to look exactly like the picture, because it's going to be whatever the natural hair color is that they, from the donor they got. And I hear that European hair comes from Russia, Ukraine, and Slovakia. Is that the name of the country? One of those kind of countries. So when you hear European, it's the Russian, Ukraine, that part of the world, versus Indian and Rem hair that comes from Asia and East Asia and India and all that stuff. So that's where the hair comes from, is like Russia and Ukrainians. More Caucasian people can rock this style. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I have. In short, yeah, make sure you get the thin down density service. The hair and the injection, I'm really feeling this injection technique as opposed to a lift technique. It just feels like it's literally coming out of your scalp. And yeah, guys, this is what a European hair system is.